Alright, brief little video on what you should expect when you get your shoulder holster. This is M&P Shield 45, just fixing to ship it off somewhere. But anyways, when you get these, they're set up. I have a little jig here, and I've got some marks on it, tell it to where to set it up for my height and weight, and I kind of guess based on your height and weight. So you can expect to need to do some adjustments. When they come, there are, I just cut that one. I'll usually leave it just a little long, but when you get it all set up, these are anywhere from 2 to 4 ounce leather. They can be cut with a good pair of scissors. And after you've trimmed them to fit exactly the way you want, get it all set up, I wouldn't rush into it and give yourself some time to adjust to it. Even as I'm playing with a little position in there, you can adjust them a lot of different ways. And when you get it finally set up exactly the way you want, then you'd want to trim the excess if you want. And when you get these, there is a couple things to be aware of. It's not uncommon for this snap to be extremely tight or hard to get in. You want that in leather, that way it doesn't loosen up with time. It will break in real briefly. When you get this, there is it's handy to know there's a Chicago screw here and here, and in between there is a little washer, and that allows me to torque on it and make sure it's plenty tight. As you move that around, be aware that's there. These are Chicago screws that goes in between a total of 4 pieces of leather. Well, when I get them, just before I tighten them, and then before I put them in the box, I tighten them again. But with that much leather, you can expect a time or two, just probably 1, 2, 3 times tops, to need to go in and tighten that as you wiggle them and jiggle them, and the leather gives a little bit. You'll need to, it should be normal to tighten them. You know, I wouldn't think more than 3 times. And just for your information, the back side of it, the collar, there's Chicago screws here in this gizmo as well, and they are Loctited in position. That's because they're made in such a way that this can still have some mobility in it, but to achieve that, it doesn't allow me to torque the bolts down and they'll come loose. So I put a little Loctite in there. You shouldn't need to take those apart. Some of you are real inquisitive and probably will anyways. If you do, you need to Loctite them back into position. But that should be all that you'd really need to be aware of just as you get the holster. That's part of my process. And if you have any problems I didn't cover, feel free to give me a holler. And I hope you enjoy it.